Didier Drogba, the legendary former captain and top scorer of Ivory Coast, was stunned and dismayed by his country's humiliating 4-0 defeat to Equatorial Guinea in the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations, AFCON. The tournament hosts were expected to cruise through their group, but instead they finished third and now face an uncertain fate in the knockout phase. Drogba, who was watching the game as a pundit for Ivorian broadcaster NCI, could not hide his frustration and disappointment as he witnessed the shocking performance of his former teammates. He said, "We will have to get back to work, not only asking the right questions, but also making the right decisions. For football, and only football, because today, a nation like Ivory Coast cannot organize such a competition, and of course, get eliminated so early on. But in this manner, there is a real problem." The Chelsea legend also expressed his concern for the future of Ivorian football, which has been struggling to produce the same quality of players that he led to 2 World Cup appearances and an AFCON title in 2015. He said, "We have to find solutions. We have to find the next generation. We have to find the next Drogba, the next Yaya Toure, the next Kolo Toure, the next Gervinho, the next Kalu. We have to find them because they are not here yet." Drogba was not the only one who was outraged by Ivory Coast's dismal display. The fans at the Olympic Stadium of Abimpe booed and jeered the players as they left the pitch, while some even threw objects at them. The security had to escort the players to their dressing room, while the Equatorial Guinea squad was also prevented from leaving the stadium due to safety reasons. Ivory Coast will now have to hope that Cameroon fail to beat Gambia on Tuesday, which would allow them to qualify as one of the 4 best third-place teams. Otherwise, they will face an embarrassing exit from their own tournament, which would be a huge blow to their pride and reputation. Ivory Coast beat Guinea in their opening game, but then lost to Nigeria before their humiliating defeat in their final group outing. Head coach Jean-Louis Gasset confessed that some of his players were crying in the dressing room after their defeat. He said, "It's a nightmare. We had prepared well for this match, and we got into this match well by going after them and setting the pace. We had possession and opportunities. But since then, 2 matches, we want to force things, but we can't score. On the other hand, the slightest mini chance for our opponents turned into a goal. In football, you have to be efficient. Equatorial Guinea gave us a lesson in realism. The defeat means Ivory Coast have finished third in Group A, but the 2-time AFCON winners will still secure a place in the knockout phase as one of the 4 best third-place teams if Cameroon fail to beat Gambia on Tuesday." Ivory Coast fans were irate at their players as they left the pitch following the heavy defeat to Equatorial Guinea, with broadcaster Canal Plus Africa reporting that both squads were prevented from leaving the stadium after the match due to security concerns. Drogba, who captained Ivory Coast during his playing career and remains his nation's all-time top scorer, could not hide his concern after the defeat to Equatorial Guinea when speaking to Ivorian broadcaster NCI.